Good evening. On November 2, 2025, just a year after a historic presidential election, George Clooney, one of Hollywood's most recognizable faces and a longtime Democratic supporter, dropped a political bombshell. The actor, known for his roles in blockbuster films and his humanitarian efforts, has always been vocal about his political views. But this time, his words carried a weight that sent shockwaves through the political landscape. In a candid CBS Sunday Morning interview, Clooney declared it was a mistake for Democrats to nominate Kamala Harris to replace Joe Biden in 2024. His statement was unexpected, given his history of supporting Democratic candidates. Clooney's critique was not just a casual comment. It was a well-thought-out position that he felt compelled to share with the public. His words, coming from a major party fundraiser and insider, reignited debate about the party's direction and strategy. Political analysts and commentators quickly picked up on Clooney's remarks, dissecting every word and speculating on the potential impact on the party's future. The debate wasn't just about Harris, it was about the broader implications for the Democratic Party. Clooney's critique wasn't just about Harris, it was a challenge to the party's decision-making at a critical moment. He questioned the party's ability to choose candidates who could unite the base and appeal to a broader electorate. His comments suggested a need for introspection and a re-evaluation of the party's priorities and strategies. The timing, on the election's anniversary, was no accident, forcing Democrats to reflect on their choices and the wounds that still linger. The anniversary served as a poignant reminder of the challenges the party faced in the previous election and the work that still needed to be done to heal divisions and build a stronger coalition. His comments highlight the ongoing tension between party loyalty and the drive to win, ensuring the 2024 election's choices remain under scrutiny. The balance between staying true to the party's values and making pragmatic decisions to secure electoral victories is a delicate one, and Clooney's remarks brought this issue to the forefront of political discourse. By speaking out, Clooney made sure the conversation about Democratic strategy would continue, both inside and outside the party. His influence and celebrity status ensured that his message would be heard far and wide, sparking discussions among party leaders, supporters, and the general public. The debate he ignited is likely to shape the party's approach as it prepares for future elections. Clooney's reasoning centered on a classic political dilemma, one that has tripped up even the most seasoned politicians. He saw the situation as a textbook example of the challenges that come with inheriting a political legacy, especially when the public is hungry for change. For Clooney, the issue wasn't just about personalities or campaign tactics, it was about the very structure of American politics and the expectations placed on those in power. Kamala Harris, as vice president, was forced to run against her own record. She was in the unique position of having to defend the administration's decisions while also trying to convince voters she could chart a new course. This balancing act, Clooney believed, was nearly impossible to pull off convincingly. He argued that it's nearly impossible for a sitting VP to promise change while defending the administration's past. Every attempt to distance herself from unpopular policies risked alienating the party base, while any effort to embrace the status quo left her vulnerable to criticism from those demanding something different. Voters wanting a fresh start saw Harris as too tied to Biden's legacy, making her campaign message muddled and unconvincing. Many Americans, weary from years of political gridlock and controversy, were looking for a candidate who could credibly promise a break from the past. But Harris, in Clooney's view, was trapped by her own proximity to the administration's decisions, unable to fully embrace either continuity or change. Any critique she made of the status quo could be turned back on her. "You were there. What did you do?" This line of attack, Clooney noted, was not just a hypothetical, it was a refrain echoed by both political opponents and skeptical voters. The media too seized on this contradiction, pressing Harris to explain how she could represent a new direction while having been a key player in the old one. Clooney saw this as a structural problem, not a personal failing, and believed almost any VP would have faced the same trap. He emphasized that the dilemma was baked into the very nature of the vice presidency, tasked with supporting the president, yet expected to step forward as a leader in their own right when the moment comes. This paradox, he argued, made it nearly impossible for Harris or any successor in her position to mount a truly compelling campaign for change. He argued the party, in its rush to replace Biden, overlooked this fundamental challenge and chose the most visible successor without considering the baggage. In their urgency to present a united front and avoid a messy primary, party leaders failed to grapple with the deeper issues at play. Clooney believed that this oversight was not just a tactical error, but a strategic miscalculation that would have long-term consequences for the party's ability to connect with voters. For Clooney, this was the strategic mistake that doomed Harris's campaign from the outset. He saw the campaign's struggles not as a reflection of Harris's abilities or message, but as the inevitable result of a flawed process. The party's decision, he felt, set Harris up for criticism from all sides, and made it nearly impossible for her to build the broad coalition needed to win. His analysis was a call for the party to rethink how it chooses its leaders in moments of crisis. Clooney urged Democrats to look beyond the obvious choices and consider the structural challenges that come with political succession. Only by addressing these deeper issues, he argued, could the party hope to inspire confidence and chart a new path forward in turbulent times. To understand Clooney's stance, rewind to summer 2024, a time of panic for Democrats after Biden's poor debate against Trump. The debate was a critical moment, and Biden's performance left many feeling uneasy about the future. The stakes were incredibly high, and the Democratic Party was facing a potential crisis. The fear was palpable, and the need for a strong, decisive leader became more apparent than ever. Clooney published a widely discussed New York Times op-ed, "I love Joe Biden, but we need a new nominee." The article quickly went viral, sparking debates across social media and news platforms. It wasn't just another opinion piece, it was a call to action, a plea for the Democratic Party to reconsider its strategy. He praised Biden's character and achievements, but argued the stakes were too high to risk a faltering nominee. Clooney highlighted Biden's numerous accomplishments, his dedication to public service, and his unwavering commitment to the American people. However, he also pointed out the harsh reality. The political landscape was changing, and the party needed to adapt. Clooney's plea was about electability, not loyalty. He believed Democrats couldn't win with Biden at the top of the ticket. He emphasized that this was not a personal attack on Biden but a strategic move to ensure the party's success. The focus was on finding a candidate who could resonate with a broader audience and secure a victory in the upcoming election. He called for a competitive primary to find a new leader who could energize the base and win over undecided voters. Clooney argued that a robust primary process would bring out the best in the candidates, allowing the party to choose someone who could truly inspire and lead. The goal was to find a nominee who could unite the party and appeal to independents and swing voters. This was a direct challenge to the party's instinct to close ranks, urging a more open and democratic process. Clooney's message was clear: the party needed to embrace change and be willing to take risks. He believed that a transparent and inclusive process would ultimately strengthen the party and increase its chances of success. In his later CBS interview, Clooney stood by every word, saying he'd write the op-ed again. He reiterated his belief that the party needed to prioritize electability and be open to new leadership. His conviction was unwavering, and he made it clear that his primary concern was the future of the country. His consistency showed this was a deeply held belief, not a reaction to a single bad debate. Clooney's stance was rooted in a genuine concern for the Democratic Party and the nation as a whole. He wanted to ensure that the party was in the best possible position to win and lead effectively. His call for a new nominee was a testament to his dedication to the cause and his desire to see a brighter future for all Americans. Clooney's op-ed claimed his view wasn't fringe. It echoed what many Democratic officials were saying privately. He alleged that senators, Congress members, and governors all shared his concerns, but were too afraid to speak out. This painted a picture of a party paralyzed by fear and loyalty, unwilling to challenge the status quo. Clooney, as a donor and outsider, felt uniquely positioned to break the silence. His claim exposed a crisis of leadership, suggesting the party's elite lacked the courage to act on their convictions. The op-ed wasn't just about replacing Biden, it was a call for honesty and bravery from Democratic leaders. Clooney's intervention didn't go unnoticed by the Biden family. Hunter Biden, the president's son, responded with fury, famously saying, "Fuck him," in a July 2024 interview. The Bidens saw Clooney's move as a personal betrayal, not just political strategy. Hunter questioned Clooney's right to weigh in, framing him as an out-of-touch celebrity meddling in serious affairs. The clash revealed the deep personal stakes and raw emotions behind the campaign's public face. For the Bidens, this was about loyalty and respect, not just winning. The drama between Clooney and the Biden family became a symbol of the party's internal struggle. Faced with Hunter Biden's attack, Clooney chose not to escalate. In his CBS interview, he refused to engage in a public feud, saying it wouldn't help him or the party. Instead, Clooney wished Hunter well in his recovery, showing empathy rather than anger. This move diffused the situation and kept the focus on the party's real challenges. Clooney's response demonstrated political savvy and discipline, standing in contrast to the usual public brawls. By taking the high road, he protected his reputation and steered the conversation back to substance. His approach was a rare example of restraint in a heated political moment. While Clooney spoke out, Kamala Harris faced her own impossible dilemma inside the White House. In her memoir, 107 Days, Harris described the pressure of advising Biden on whether to step aside. As VP and likely successor, any suggestion from her would be seen as self-serving ambition. She knew pushing Biden out could fracture the party and destroy trust. Harris was trapped, expected to be loyal, yet aware of the growing calls for change. Her memoir reveals the isolation and conflict of her position, caught between duty to Biden and the party's future. Unlike outsiders, she couldn't speak freely, forced to navigate a political minefield. Harris's account is a rare look at the personal cost of high-stakes leadership. The events of 2024 exposed a deep crisis within the Democratic Party, about leadership, identity, and the future. The party was torn between loyalty to Biden and fear of electoral defeat. The debate over his replacement became a proxy for generational and ideological battles. Replacing Biden with Harris was an attempt to bridge divides, but it was a risky gamble. The public struggle, fueled by voices like Clooney's, forced the party to confront its weaknesses. The process was messy, but necessary, revealing the challenges of leading a diverse coalition. The 2024 saga is now a case study in the difficulty of unseating an incumbent and the dangers of party inertia. Its lessons continue to shape Democratic strategy today. The Clooney-Biden saga highlights the growing power of celebrity in American politics. Clooney didn't just endorse, he tried to shape the party's direction at a moment of crisis. His platform let him bypass traditional gatekeepers and speak directly to millions. As a donor and insider, his influence was both public and private. Celebrity involvement can force necessary conversations, but also invites backlash, as Hunter Biden's response showed. The episode blurs the line between entertainment and politics, showing that influence now extends far beyond elected officials. Whether seen as a truth-teller or meddler, Clooney's impact on 2024 is undeniable. The intersection of fame and politics is now central to how power is contested in America.